Freedom Day for property investors comes on August the 1st. Why? Because the planning system, which has constrained us for so long, is opening up on 1st of August. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 property development strategies, which today require full planning permission, but from August the 1st, you can do using a light touch planning process called prior approval. Stay tuned for more. Hi, my name is Ranjan Bhattacharya. I've been investing and developing properties for the last 30 years. You may have seen me on the hit Sky TV show Property Elevator, or you may have attended our Central London property networking events. Now, you know the one thing that's an absolute pain in the neck for us property developers is planning permission. The planning permission system in the UK is slow, it's unwieldy, it's unfit for purpose, and boy have I moaned about that in previous videos. Thankfully, there is something called permitted development, and in this video I'm going to share with you 5 things that you will be able to do under new permitted development rules which come into place on 1st of August 2021, which you cannot do today. And all these things that I'm going to share with you today are things that you can do with commercial buildings to repurpose them to residential use. Savvy property entrepreneurs will be all over this because this is the #1 strategy right now. If you're not already a subscriber to this channel, then why ever not? Smash that subscribe button, press that bell icon, and you'll get notified as soon as we upload a new video. There's plenty more to come on these permitted development changes, and you'll be notified as soon as we release new videos on the subject. So let's dive straight in then with strategy #1, which is that commercial buildings built between 2013 and 2019 are now eligible for conversion to residential use. Now let me just explain this a little bit. Under the previous permitted development rules that existed, if you wanted to convert an office into residential or part convert a retail premises into residential use, then that building had to have been used as an office or a shop as of 2013. Now that rather arbitrary timestamp criteria has been removed, and it's been replaced with the criteria which basically says if you want to convert an office into residential use, then that office needs to have been an office for the last 2 years. Now that therefore means that if you want to convert offices and shops into residential use, you've got the benefit from those newly built offices and shops which were built between 2013 and 2019, which you can play with. Now the great thing about newly built properties is that they're built pretty well. They're built to modern construction methods, and they're usually easier, i.e. cheaper, to actually convert. So that's strategy 1, something that you will be able to do from August the 1st, which you can't do today. Listen, if you're getting value from this video, make sure you smash that like button because it means more people like you will get to see this video. Strategy #2 concerns the space above shops. Now, under the previous permitted development rules, if you had a retail unit, you could convert the space above it into 2 flats. Now, the thing is, if you had 3, 4 or 5 floors above your shop, you could still only make that space into 2 flats. Of course, that rule is ludicrous. From August the 1st, you will be able to make or create as many flats as you like above a retail unit. Of course, subject to minimum space standards, that each flat that you create is a minimum of 37 square meters, and you have natural light to all the habitable rooms. So this strategy, of course, means that suddenly if you've got these shops with 3 or 4 upper floors, there's suddenly a lot more you can get out of them under permitted development. We'll get back to the video in just a moment, but what I wanted to really tell you about was what is the most exciting opportunity in property right now, and that is repurposing defunct commercial buildings to residential use. Now, most people don't really know where to start, what to look for, and how to exploit these opportunities, and that's why I've prepared 90 minutes of free training for you to get you started on this wonderful journey. You can register for this free training at property-workshop.com. Join me on that free training, and I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of the video. Strategy 3 is restaurants. Now, under the previous rules, of course, the permitted development rights did not apply to restaurants. They only applied to retail premises. But from August the 1st, permitted development rights will be extended to restaurant properties. So that, of course, means that you can make 2 flats or more flats above the space on the upper floors of a restaurant under permitted development. If you want to chop the restaurant size a little bit, you can make a flat at the back and so forth. Now, strategy 4 is absolutely massive. But before I get onto that, of course, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon. You'll get notified when we release new videos, and smash that like button. Don't go away without smashing that like button. Strategy number 4, this is absolutely massive. You all know that we have a massive oversupply of retail units here in the UK. We've got too many shops, basically. Under the previous rules, you could make a flat at the back of a shop and make the shop smaller, but you pretty much had to leave a shop at the front in most places. Now, of course, if you're not in a conservation area, from August the 1st, you can convert the whole of the ground floor retail premises into 1 or more flats under the new permitted development rules. This is going to be absolutely massive, because in secondary locations and tertiary parades and stuff, we talk about commercial to residential, but actually many of these shops used to be residential, and at some point in the past they were made into shops, and all you'll be doing is converting them back to residential again. This is going to be a massive enabler, and it's all to play for from August the 1st. And strategy number 5. Now, by the way, I'm only giving you 5 strategies in this video, but there are a lot more that you can do under these new rules. I do a webinar on this sort of subject, so there's a link in the description below. You can join me on my 90-minute masterclass, and I'll share with you a lot more examples of what these are all about. But anyway, let's get back to strategy 5. Now, under the previous rules, I just talked about making shops at the back of flats. Now, you couldn't do that under permitted development in a conservation area under the old rules. But guess what? From August the 1st, all your conservation area shops, you may not be able to get a flat at the front, because that would be subject to an impact assessment on the viability of the conservation area, street scene and all of that. But what you will be able to do is bung a flat at the rear of the shop in a conservation area, which you can't do now, but you will be able to do from August the 1st. Now, as I mentioned, August the 1st is a massive day for savvy property entrepreneurs, because what it means is it's like Freedom Day. It's like we talk about Freedom Day, July the 19th for COVID and all of that. But August the 1st is a massive Freedom Day for property developers and entrepreneurs, because it frees you from the shackles of planning, the formal planning process, which quite frankly is a pile of poo, an absolute treacle. All these things that I've talked about are just 5 things. There are many more which you will be able to do from August the 1st, which you haven't been able to do up till now, under a light touch planning system called prior approval. Now, as always, when there's a dramatic change in the system, guess who has the most fun? It is the early adopters. It's the people who get clued up on all this stuff, learn this stuff inside out, and go out there and find these opportunities when most people in the marketplace haven't got a Scooby-Doo what's going on. If you want to be one of those savvy property entrepreneurs who are the early adopters, who are going in head first, educated and knowledgeable about what to look for and where these opportunities are, then join me on my free 90-minute masterclass. I'll share with you plenty of examples, and I'll share with you what specifically you need to be looking for to make hay while the sun shines on Freedom Day, 1st of August, when game is on for small property developers. See you guys in the next video. Bye for now.